how, as coaches, when we're leading young people, maybe high school, college, even the professional level, I'm sure, and we have an athlete who it's very clear is being influenced by the wrong voices. Maybe it's parents, maybe it's friends, who knows, even more complicated at the college and professional levels when money is involved and all of that. But I've seen it plenty at the high school, junior high levels. An athlete has the wrong voices or voices that aren't serving them well. How, as coaches and leaders, do we engage with those athletes well to help them try to recognize that and change?
Wow, that's a tough one, right? Because that's also a dangerous, especially if it's family and that sort of thing. But I've seen it a ton too, where you have athletes that are in high school now, and because of the sport they play and the talent they have, they're getting offered a ton of money. I think it comes down, and to bring the word back up, authenticity, right? What they're experiencing most of the time is people care about them because they're good at this sport. You just have to get to understand them and their goals outside of their sport. And it takes a while sometimes. I mean, we've got some very high profile basketball players that I work with individually that it took probably 4 or 5 times sitting down with them for a couple hours for them to actually identify what at the end of the day they were trying to accomplish, what they really wanted out of life. And when you understand that, now you can again reverse engineer, well, you did this, how does that align with that goal? Right? And just ask the question. I think we preach too much at athletes, and that's not a conducive. I wouldn't learn that way. But if you're making me think and teaching me how to think through the situation, then I think that's how we do it. It seems to work well because they know that again, we care about them. I don't really care what they do with their sport. I hope they use their sport to accomplish really what they want out of life. And if we can help narrow that down as early as possible, whether it's in sports or something else, they're going to be successful. So I'd say that's
Yeah, I
kind of
love that.
it's kind of point, one on that. But then it's just showing up. There's stats on this is one of my favorite. They did a study on performance in the corporate workspace. And they said if you sit within 25 feet of a top performer, your skill set staying the same, right? You don't get any better, any smarter, any faster, any stronger. Your skill set stays the same, but you're within 25 feet of a top performer, your performance increases 15% just by being in proximity to that person. And so on the flip side, though, if you're within 25 feet of a poor performer, your skill set, your everything staying the same, your performance decreases 30%.
There's a couple things that stood out. One, you were talking about still getting to the core of what this athlete wants, and you just talked about you gotta listen to them. You gotta ask them some questions and listen. We've got to stop talking and let them share. They've got to figure out what the vision is for their life, and then we can just ask them questions to figure out. They're gonna see really quickly. Wait, this is my vision, and my behaviors don't align with that. So what's got to change? And I think it's so important that as coaches we get good at asking questions and listening. And then it is so fascinating, and coaches I think see it consistently, like you were sharing there, when athletes get around the right people that will raise their performance. It does nothing but serve them well. And even for coaches too, I think there's a takeaway there of like, hey, are you around good coaches? They're going to elevate you. Are you learning from someone that's going to help you become a high performing coach?